हमारा और आपका चैनल फ्री कोचिंग सेंटर को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल की घंटी को ऑन करें ताकि आने वाली हर वीडियो आपको टाइम पे मिलती रहे।
Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Career Management Foundation. Let's go. अस्सलामुअलैकुम दोस्तों, कैरियर मैनेजमेंट फाउंडेशन की तरफ से एक दफ़ा फिर आप सब लोगों को इस चैनल में खुश आमदीद। As you know, this is an education channel. Our main objective of this channel to provide the assistance to those students who wants to get the high education but unfortunately cannot afford the heavy fees of the universities. So this channel will help them and will arrange the fees for getting this education. Therefore, you are all requested to please subscribe this channel and share with others. The viewers who are living in Pakistan or outside the Pakistan are requested to please subscribe this channel. This is the education channel. This is the channel which will help those students who want to get the high education but can't afford the heavy fees of the universities. This channel will help them and will arrange the fees. So please subscribe this channel, share this link to the others and press the button of bell button to upcoming movies videos. So now today we have already discussed about the depreciation. Now this is the second class for the depreciation. So without any delay, we start our new class. Let's start. Depreciation. In the first class, we studied about the fixed asset. What is the fixed asset? Fixed asset means the permanent nature of the assets. Those purchases, those assets which are purchased for the permanent use, like building, like vehicle, like plant, like machinery. Number two, all fixed assets have three nature of definition, three type of the functions, three type of the natures. Fixed asset की तीन प्रॉपर्टी खुसूसियात होती हैं, three features. There are three features of any fixed asset. Number one, that is the permanent nature. Number two, they are used for the operation. Number three, these are not for resale. These are not the trading items. These cannot be resale. So these are the fixed assets who have these properties in the materials or goods. Then we studied about the types of the depreciation. There are two types of the depreciation. Number one, amortization expense. Number two, depreciation expense. Then we studied about the type of the expenses. There are two types of the expenses: capital expenditure. Number two, operation expenses, revenue expenses, which are also called the revenue expenses. Revenue expenses, those expenses which are incurred for running the operation. Revenue expenditure, those expenses which are incurred for running the operation, which are necessary to run the business, such as like salary expenses, rent expenses, utility expenses, repair and maintenance. These are all the revenue expenses. And capital expenditure nature, those expenses which are incurred for the fixed asset, for the capitalization of the company. So ये हमने पढ़ा था अपनी प्रीवियस क्लास के अंदर, ये हमने रिकैप किया. अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. इस क्लास में हम पढ़ेंगे डेप्रिसिएशन. As we already discussed, there are two types of the depreciation. Number one, depreciation expenses. Number two, amortization expenses. Same like there are two types of the assets. tangible assets and intangible asset. Tangible asset means those assets which can be touched, which can be physically exist, like building, vehicle, machinery, like that, land. And intangible assets like those assets which are not physically exist, trademark, goodwill, etc. These are the example of the intangible assets. Now, what are the depreciation expenses? Depreciation expenses means fixed asset over the life, useful life of any asset. The allocation of the cost of fixed asset over a useful life. That is the depreciation expense. Depreciation expense of those expenses which are allocated of the cost over a useful life of any fixed asset which is tangible asset, which should be tangible asset, That is the depreciation expense. Amortization expense, the allocation of the cost of the intangible fixed asset. Intangible fixed asset over a useful life is called the amortization expenses. Depreciation expense, the allocation of the cost of tangible fixed asset over the useful life. Intangible asset, the allocation of the cost of the intangible fixed asset over a useful life. These are two types of the depreciation expenses. Now, how can we calculate the depreciation expense? There are several methods to calculate the depreciation expense. But before that, we have to know what we need, what are the requirements, what we need to calculate the depreciation expense. There are three items which we need to calculate the depreciation expense. Number one, cost. Number two, useful life. Number three, scrap value या salvage value. किसी भी मेथड से चाहे हम डेप्रिसिएशन एक्सपेंस कैलकुलेट करें, we must need three items. Number one, cost of the fixed asset, कि how much it is. Number two, useful life, कि एक एसेट की लाइफ क्या होगी, कितने अरसे वो रिटेन कंपनी के लिए उसके लिए कितने अरसे की लाइफ है. तो यूजफुल लाइफ आपको लाजमी चाहिए, कॉस्ट आपको लाजमी चाहिए. देन दैट इज द salvage value. Salvage value means that value which are be realized after the useful life. Salvage value means that amount which is expected to be realized upon the retirement of the fixed asset. फिक्स एसेट की लाइफ पूरी होने के बाद जितने की वो सेल हो सकती है उसको साल्वेज वैल्यू कहते हैं. तो these are three items which we should know before calculating the depreciation expense. Now there are four methods to calculate the depreciation expense. Number one, straight line method. Number two, unit production method. Number three, declining method. Number four, sum of digits method. Sum of digits method. There are four methods available in the account system to calculate the depreciation of any fixed asset. Number one, straight line method. Number two, unit production method. Number three, declining method. Number four, sum of digits method. Now we will discuss one by one of every type of the calculating the depreciation expense. Number one, straight line method. straight line method, as we know that we should know three things. Number one, cost. Number two, useful life. Number three, salvage value. In the absence of anyone, we can't calculate the depreciation expense. So, what is the formula of this? Depreciation is equal to cost minus salvage value divided by useful life in years or months. That is the basic formula of calculating the depreciation expense. Then simple formula how we will calculate the depreciation, just cost minus salvage value divided by the useful life in year or in months. Suppose a machine have a cost of 500,000, which salvage value is 50,000, having life of 10 years. What is the example? A cost of machine is 500,000, salvage value of this 50,000, and life is 10 years. So what will be the depreciation of per annum? Cost is 500,000 minus 50,000 divided by 10. 500,000 minus 50,000, 450,000 divided by 10. 45,000 rupees per month per annum depreciation. So what is the depreciation of this asset? 45,000 per annum. Per annum. What is the depreciation of this asset? 45,000 per annum. If we want to calculate the depreciation per month, we need the depreciation in month because of the monthly accounts. So we will divide 10 into 12. Then we will calculate, divide by 10 into 12. 450,000 divide by 10 divide by 12. 45,000. So we will get the depreciation per month 3750. That is the per month depreciation. 45,000 in per annum and 3750, 3,750,000 depreciation is per month depreciation of, if the machinery is cost of 500,000, which salvage value is 50,000, having the life of 10 years. If we calculate the depreciation for the year, that would be the 45,000 as per the formula. 500,000 minus 50,000 divided by 10, it will be 45,000. But when we need in per month, so we will divide by 12, so it will be 3750, 3,750,000 per month depreciation. That is the straight line method. Very simple formula, very simple calculation to calculate the depreciation. Now second one is, second method is units of production method. Before going to study all methods of depreciation, we request you to please subscribe this channel and watch this video till end. You will get the knowledge how we will calculate the depreciation. Okay? Good, very good. Now the second method is units of production material. Units of production. Number two, units of production method. What is the formula of this asset to calculate? That is the depreciation per unit is equal to cost minus salvage value divided by estimated life in units. How we will calculate the units of production by units of production method? To depreciation, cost minus salvage value will be divided by the estimated life in the units. How many units we can produce by this machine? That would be the depreciated life. After this, machine will not work. So that is the estimated life in the units. Suppose we have a machine which cost is 200,000. Which salvage value is 20,000, and production of this machinery life is 60,000 units. After that, this machine cannot produce any further units. That is the estimated life in units, 60,000. So what will be the depreciation of first year? $200,000 minus 20,000 divided by 60,000. That is the depreciation. What will be the depreciation? 200,000 minus 20,000 divided by the total estimated life in the units, which is 60,000. So 120,000 minus 20,000 is 180,000. Divide by 60,000. It means 3 per unit. इसकी कॉस्ट क्या पर यूनिट, इसकी क्या डेप्रिसिएशन लाइफ आ गई? 3 यूनिट्स। 3 यूनिट इसकी पर यूनिट कॉस्ट है, डेप्रिसिएशन है। अंडरस्टैंड? एक मशीन है जिसकी कॉस्ट 200,000 है, उसकी सर्विस वैल्यू 20,000 है, और वो जो प्रोड्यूस कर सकती है अपनी लाइफ के दौरान यूनिट्स वो 60,000 है। 200,000 माइनस 20,000 डिवाइड बाय 60,000, तो एक यूनिट की डेप्रिसिएशन कॉस्ट कितनी बनेगी? 3 रुपीज। 3 तो 3 की एक यूनिट डेप्रिसिएशन कितना आ जाएगा पर यूनिट? 3। तो दैट इज पर यूनिट कॉस्ट हमें मालूम हो गई। अब हम इसका परिणाम डेप्रिसिएशन किस तरह मालूम करेंगे? थ्री यूनिट्स पर यूनिट कॉस्ट है इसकी। ईयर 1 पर यूनिट कॉस्ट इसकी कितनी आई है? 3 रुपीज। अब सपोज पहले साल में मशीन ने 7,000 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस किए, तो डेप्रिसिएशन कॉस्ट कितनी बन जाएगी? 21,000। ईयर 2 में मशीन ने सपोज 6,500 प्रोड्यूस किए, तो लाइफ इसकी कितनी हो जाएगी? इसका डेप्रिसिएशन कितना हो जाएगा? 19,500। 19,500। आप समझ रहे हैं बात? हमने अभी कल फार्मूले से क्या निकाला? एक यूनिट की डेप्रिसिएशन कितनी है? तो कॉस्ट माइनस साल्वेज वैल्यू डिवाइड बाय द टोटल यूनिट एस्टिमेटेड लाइफ व्हिच इज 60,000। सो पर यूनिट कॉस्ट पर यूनिट डेप्रिसिएशन निकला ₹3। अब हमने पहले साल 7,000 यूनिट्स की प्रोडक्शन करी, तो पहले साल में 3 को 7,000 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 21,000 डेप्रिसिएशन बना। दूसरे साल मैंने 6,500 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस किए, मेरे पास कॉस्ट है पर यूनिट 3 रुपीज की, तो कॉस्ट बनी 19,500 डेप्रिसिएशन बना। यानी कि एक्यूमुलेटेड डेप्रिसिएशन कितना बन रहा है? पहले साल में 21,000, दूसरे साल में 40,500। इन दोनों को मैं ऐड कर दूंगा, फर्स्ट ईयर को और सेकंड ईयर को मैं ऐड कर दूंगा, तो दूसरे साल का एक्यूमुलेटेड डेप्रिसिएशन हो जाएगा मेरा 40,500। पहले साल मेरा 21,000 बना, दूसरे साल 19,500 बना। क्यों? क्योंकि पहले साल मैंने 7,000 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस किए और दूसरे साल मैंने 6,500 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस किए। अब अगर मैं तीसरे साल 8,500 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस करता हूं, ईयर 3 में 8,500 यूनिट प्रोड्यूस किए मैंने ₹3 के हिसाब से, तो मेरी डेप्रिसिएशन कॉस्ट कितनी बनी? 25,500, 25,500, जो कि एक्युमुलेटेड हो गया 66,000। तो इस तरह हम यूनिट्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन मेथड से किसी भी मशीनरी का, किसी भी प्लांट का डेप्रिसिएशन कैलकुलेट करेंगे। किस तरह करेंगे? एक दफा फिर रिकैप करता हूं मैं, ताकि आप जहन में बिठा लें, रट्टा मत लगाएं, फॉर्मूले को याद करने की कोशिश मत करें, समझ के पढ़ें। क्या करना है? कॉस्ट माइनस साल्वेज वैल्यू डिवाइड बाय टोटल एस्टिमेटेड यूनिट्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन। एक मशीन 2 लाख की थी, 20,000 उसकी साल्वेज वैल्यू है और कैपेसिटी उसकी जो टोटल यूनिट्स प्रोडक्शन की है वो 60,000 है। तो पर यूनिट कॉस्ट, पर यूनिट डेप्रिसिएशन जो निकला वो ₹3 निकला। पहले साल मैंने आई प्रोड्यूस 7,000, सेकेंड ईयर आई प्रोड्यूस 5,000, थर्ड ईयर आई प्रोड्यूस 8,500. So what happened? First year depreciation is 21,000, second year depreciation 19,500, 25,500 third year, or accumulated depreciation is 66,000. So as shown on, we will calculate the depreciation in terms of the units till the 60,000 units are completed. ये मशीन का डेप्रिसिएशन हम कैलकुलेट करते रहेंगे, उस साल तक चलता रहेगा जब तक के ये 60,000 यूनिट्स कंप्लीट ना हो जाएं। अभी तक यहां कितने यूनिट्स कंप्लीट हुए हैं? 22,000। अभी तक यहां तक कितने यूनिट्स कंप्लीट हुए हैं? 22,000। और दिस मशीन कैन प्रोड्यूस 60,000, सो इट मींस दिस machine will also used in year 6, in 7 and 8, so on. Now the third method of the depreciation is declining method. Third method is declining method. That is the third depreciation method. How can we calculate the third depreciation method? Its name is declining method. In this method, what we will do, book value of assets plus rate of depreciation. What will be the formula? Depreciation is equal to book value into rate of depreciation. Rate of depreciation. Book value क्या होती है? What is the book value? Book value means cost minus accumulated depreciation is called the book value. What is the book value? Which also called WDV, written down value. What is the written down value and book value? It means the cost of the machinery, cost of the fixed asset minus accumulated depreciation is equal to book value. So suppose a machine of rupees 200,000 and the depreciation rate is 20%. A machine, the cost of machine is 200,000 and the rate of depreciation is 20,000. So how we will calculate the depreciation of this machine? Let's see. Year 1, the cost, what is the formula? Book value into rate. What is the book value? Book value means cost minus accumulated depreciation. तो year 1 में अगर the year 1 the value of the fixed asset is 200,000, so what will be the book value? it will be the same because there is no depreciation in the first year. Now 200,000 book value is 0 into 20% rate is 20%. The depreciation is 40,000. Accumulated depreciation is 40,000. Now in second year, now that will be the change. That will be the change. In the first year, the cost WDV was 200,000. Because why? Because we know the definition of the WDV or book value. Book value means cap cost minus accumulated depreciation. But in the first year, there is no depreciation. That's why cost is the WDV. So 200,000. But in the second year, 200,000 is the cost, but the accumulated depreciation is 40,000 minus 40,000 is equal to 160,000. That is the book value. That is the book value. That is the WDV. It will be multiplied by 20%. That is 12,000. That is 12,000. So what will be the accumulated depreciation? 32,000. Sorry, 32,000. Depreciation 32,000. The accumulated depreciation will be 72,000. Year 2. Year 2 200,000 minus 40,000. 40,000 जो के depreciation accumulated था वो हमने minus किया तो WDV or book value is 160,000 because in this method the formula is book value into rate of depreciation. Book value, how we will calculate? Cost minus accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation is 40,000 year 2. So 200 minus 40,000 is 160,000 into rate 20%. That is 32,000. So accumulated depreciation is 72,000. In year 3, 160,000, 200,000 is the cost minus 72,000 accumulated depreciation. 72,000 into rate 20%. So depreciation is 25,000. Accumulated depreciation 97,600. 25,600. So in year 3 what happened? 200,000 is the cost, but the accumulated depreciation is 72,000. 2 year depreciation 40,000 and 32,000. That is the 72,000. So the accumulated depreciation is for the 2 years is 72,000. So 200,000 minus 72,000. It will be the book value which will be multiplied by 20%, which is the depreciation rate. It is 25,600 depreciation for the third year, and the accumulated depreciation is 97,600. So in this way we will calculate year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7. Okay. Now the next is fourth method. That is the called declining method because depreciation is declining 40,000, 32,000, 25,000. Every year depreciation is going decrease. Every year depreciation is going down. That means that is why it is called declining depreciation method. And this method depreciation every year going to the downside. So that's why this procedure, this method is called declining depreciation method. Now number 4 is sum of year digits method. Number 4 is sum of year digits method. What is the formula? Formula of depreciation in this method is cost into factor. that is the formula of calculating depreciation in some of the digit method. Cost into factor. अब फैक्टर इसमें हम एक फैक्टर निकालते हैं, कैलकुलेट द फैक्टर, एक कैलकुलेट करते हैं एक फैक्टर और उसको कॉस्ट से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. फैक्टर का फार्मूला निकालने का क्या है, n into n plus 1 divided by 2 और n क्या चीज है, that is the life, that is the life of the machinery. Suppose a machine is 120,000. Suppose machine is 120,000. This salvage value is 10,000. This salvage value is 10,000 and life is 10 years. What is this? Cost of machine is 120,000. Salvage value is 10,000 and life of this machine is 10 years. So first we will calculate the factor of this one. So how we will calculate the factor? 10, formula is n plus 1 divided by 2. 10 plus 1 divided by 2. So that will be 55. Now what is the factor of this? 55. What is the factor of this? 55. How we will calculate the factor? Factor formula is n bracket, within the bracket n plus 1 divided by 2. 10 plus 1 divided by 2. The factor is 55. What is the factor? 55. Factor is 55. So what will be the depreciation year 1? Cost is 200,000. 110,000. Cost what was the cost? 120,000 minus 10,000 depreciation multiply by factor. Factor लाइफ कितनी है इसकी? 10 years और फैक्टर इसका क्या है? 55. 120,000 is the cost. 10,000 is salvage value and that is the factor. Understand? So how we will calculate the depreciation of our year 1? First we calculate the factor 10 plus 1 divided by 2. That factor is 55. What is the factor? Is 55. Then formula is cost. Cost means minus salvage value. Cost minus salvage value into factor. तो year 1 में cost आपकी 120,000 है and salvage value 10,000 है. That is the 110,000. Factor is 10 divided by 55. So depreciation comes 20,000. What is the last 10? That is the useful life. Now year 2. In the same process, we will calculate the depreciation for year 2. Year 2, that will be the constant in all years. That will be the constant. Cost minus salvage value will be the constant in this matter for the all years. 110,000. Factor is 55. But in the second year, in the first year, please note that here, concentrate here. Life is 10 in the first year, but after in the second year, this life will be changed 9 years because 1 year has gone. So now balance life is 9 years. That will be 9 divided by 55. Understand? So the depreciation is 18,000. Year 3, that will be the same. 110,000 divided by 55. Now you please tell me what will be the year? What will be the life? Yes, correct, bilkul correct. 8 years. Because now 2 years gone. Total life is 10 and 2 years gone. 10 minus 2, 8 years. The depreciation will be 16,000. So in this way, we will calculate the depreciation through the system sum of years of digits method. So there are the four methods of the calculating the depreciation. In this way, many organizations calculate the depreciation straight line method or declining method. But most of the companies, especially especially manufacturing companies, use the units production method. So that depends the company policy, it depends the nature of the business, which method they are choosing. But for all four methods are okay and good to go in the finance, in accounts. Okay. So this is the total four process we will learn here about the calculating the depreciation. In the end, we all are you request to please subscribe this channel and share to others. If you have already subscribe the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for subscribing the channel. Shukriya.